Hey, beautiful souls, it's Kevmo here, and today in this video, I wanted to talk about a concept that kind of keeps recurring for me, and I feel like is definitely, definitely something that slows me down, and but I've had it for a long time, and that's around shame. And so, yeah, today I've been over the past few years, I've been kind of like learning about that topic and kind of like becoming more aware about just how I feel, and what actions I feel inclined to take versus what things I um, only feel inclined to take if like certain conditions are right. And even then, even if they are right, I don't always take those actions. And so, from a sense of me being able to live and manifest my dream life, I definitely notice there are times that I'm just, really bogged down by even the sense of feeling like I need to do it, or that my sense of worth is really deprived around it. So I kind of wanted to make a video talking about that. So um, I saw this video where someone was talking about living like a shame-free life, and I didn't watch all of it, but it really got me like thinking about, I assumed the video was them pretty much doing kind of all the things that they would want in life without really fear of judgment or, fear of anything. And so, it got me kind of like wondering for myself, what would, a shame-free version of myself look like? And so, I think that might be a lifelong journey that I'm on. But I, when it comes up, when the topic of shame and trauma kind of comes up, I guess for me, I recently have been made more aware around the concept of religious trauma, religious shame, shame from the church. And so from from a gay person like myself, there's been a lot of teachings and a lot of like upbringing around certain conformities that the church has. And so I've talked about some of those in different videos, but from a sense of um teaching that being gay is a sin and not something that is accepted within the Catholic Church. That, I think, for me, that um was the ultimate form of shaming that I had to kind of get over for myself, to be able to start even accepting that I am gay, or I'm at least not like, you know, straight, like they seem to accept and teach within the church. And so uh, even though I have come out, I feel like for me, am still I still hold on to a lot of beliefs about myself, and that still carry even some shame around who I am, and not being able to accept who I am. So even though that may not be, I think, at the core of it, like my journey in life, and the journey that I hopefully help and encourage others to follow, is one where you're constantly discovering who you are, um in the sense of what you enjoy, what you love, what you dislike, and what values you have, and you align your life towards those values. And so um I think for me, I've had a tough time really taking action towards some of those values, because I've been carrying that shame. And even though I've accepted myself as homosexual, I still carry kind of that weight of like, well, if even though I may be in a gay relationship, are there certain practices that I need to follow within that relationship that conform to what the church would teach? And so, or what would others think of me? What would my family think of me? What would my friends think of me? So, the kind of the constant self doubt, still comes into play for me. I think, even for myself, just being able to discover and embrace my worth, just as me as a human being, is kind of, a lifelong challenge. And I think it's something that every human experiences. And one of the beauties of life is working past your ego, and discovering your worth is infinite. And it's not based off of what anybody uh says of you, or how much someone pays you, or even how much like you're earning. Like your worth is infinite. And so um for me, I've it's taken a little bit for me to be able to practice even like saying those words to myself, and let alone believing it. And so and believing it enough to the point where I actually, take action in my life, as if I believe it, because I know I am that, which I know I am that. I know I am infinite, a divine spiritual being, with infinite access to infinite abundance, and love, and the same goes for you all as well. And so, but I think it's amazing how much shame can really just bring, cause someone to forget that and not realize that about themselves. Because when we're kids, we act fairly shame free, right? We play, we joke, we say the darndest things. And as life goes on and we encounter more instances where we maybe feel rejected, or experience different traumas, that shame really starts kicking in and starts kind of blocking us. And I know for me that's been the case. And so it's been quite the trek trying to work through some of the shame that I've noticed. And but I wanted to share this video because it's, if you are in the LGBT community, I feel like there's a special set of shame that comes from the church itself. Where you feel like you have to conform in a certain way of being, otherwise you're considered a sinner. Um, and I think that's, I want to bring awareness to that, because the first step in healing shame is becoming aware of it, and what you might be feeling shame from. And so yeah, I definitely want to go into more videos around this topic, because I think it's, for me, it's a newer topic that I'm learning about. And I think for me, it's really going to help me propel myself towards the goals that I want, that align to my values. And I'm really excited for getting towards some of those goals, because um, I've also noticed, like, I tend to kind of like dream and just fantasize about certain things in life. And sometimes I can get caught in it too much, to the point where I'm like, and I have gotten to this point where I'm like, why don't I take steps to try to be that, for and at least be that version of myself. And who knows how far I'm going to make it, but I can at least start taking consistent daily action towards that version of myself. And try to get as far as I can, with for however long I'm going to be here on Earth. So uh, anyway, I wanted to make this video mainly to bring up the topic of shame, religious trauma. Let me know in the comments if you've ever experienced religious shame or trauma, and if you've had any tips or recommendations for how to work past it. I'm hoping to do some more videos on this in the future. So yeah, would love to hear your thoughts around this topic. So as always, if this video resonated with you, drop a like and subscribe down below. I am also starting my life coaching business. It's been up for a while, but I haven't really marketed it a whole lot. And so if you find, yeah, that you're dealing with some shame, or you're struggling to kind of get your life to be where you want it to be, and you really want to be able to manifest your dream life, I'm here for you. So there's a link in my bio, for kind of how life coaching works, and getting set up with the discovery call and whatnot. So feel free to check that out, or if you have questions, just leave them in the comments and I can help you get started. So um, in the meantime, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. It's great having you here. And we'll see you in the next one. Much peace and love.